Alright guys, I'm on my lunch break. Thought I'd come out here and show you what I was working on late last night before my propane bottle ran out of propane. Anyway, these are the topper rocker covers. I don't really know what the hell they're called, wiring harness covers. Your taillight harness runs underneath them on one side. Basically, I think they just pretty much maybe level your carpet or something, I don't know, but I already had these refinished. I'd already blasted them, painted them with aerosol bed liner in a can, and had them in my house. When I was underneath the car last night working by light, I've been putting body filler on all the spot weld indents and all the little dings and whatever under here. I'm going to be putting a bed liner on under here that I'm going to be spraying out of a like a Schutz style gun. But anyway, I wanted the underneath of the floors to be pretty smooth. I didn't want a bunch of, spot weld indents and all the, I don't know what these things here are. My Poor 15, when I put it on the inside of the car, it actually run through those. I do have them. I used the two-part seam sealer on there and glopped it up there, but on all of them. But there's little indents basically, so I filled them with body filler is what I'm doing, smoothing it up under there. So what I figured out was these plates, when you bolt them on, they take like a number 8 coarse screw through them, and 3 of them on the top side up here hang down through the bottom of the car. So you'll actually see a coarse thread screw hanging through. So I thought that'd be kind of ugly. So what I did was I welded some 1032 nuts, square nuts, on here, and I'll be using 12-point ARP 1032s going up from the floor side into them. Now these are not visible from under the car because they go into the rocker, so I drilled and tapped those for 1032. But anyway, now when those are put on, I still got to do the other side. It took me about 30 minutes to do that, but that's kind of what it'll look like from under the car. Instead of seeing an ugly coarse screw hanging down, you'll see the head of the 12-point ARP, which is kind of the theme I have going on the car anyway. I kind of thought when I first did it, I thought, well, hell, I'll put some acorn nuts and some 832, Phillips screws or something on there and have acorn nuts on the bottom. But the acorn nuts are not even, they're not going to match nothing else. Now, what was cool was I did have to shorten these bolts up. Those 1032 12 points, the shortest they come is a 1/2 inch. So what I basically did, I went through my box of extras. Now I have a lot of extra 12-point ARPs, if you could imagine. Yeah, I'm sure that box is going to get pretty thin by the time this car is put together. So anyway, I've actually wound up using extras quite a bit so far, tagging and bagging stuff and getting stuff ready. But what I had extra was some .625s, and then I had some that were 1 inch long extras. Because you have to buy them in a 5-pack, and you always end up with extras. Like some of them I may needed 1 or 2 or whatever, but most of the time you need 2, and you got to buy a 5-pack, so you always end up with 3 extras. So what I did was I took the extra 625s and the extra 1 inches, and I used them for those 3, and I cut them down. So they're all 1/4 inch long now. So that's pretty cool. Of course, this one I still have to cut down. I still got to do the stuff on the other side. But anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. It'll kind of stick with my 12-point ARP theme. Of course, you'll never see this one because once the carpet goes on, you'll never see that. But I bought 12-point ARPs for everything on the car, even stuff that'll be covered by upholstery, like all the window regulators, the window tracks, all that stuff, the gas pedal in the floor, the dimmer switch, all that stuff will be 12-point ARP. Now, the one thing I did to do that, and it saved me a lot of money, instead of buying them all in 5-packs, I bought an extra engine accessory kit for a small block Chevy. You end up with a lot of 1/2 inch long 4x20s that way. Timing cover, oil pan. But anyway, that's just what I did. It was cheaper to buy that accessory kit, and then you end up with extra bolts. The ones for the water pump I'm actually using for body mount bolts. But anyway, just worked out pretty good for me. But anyway, I thought that was video worthy. Got to eat my lunch and get back to work.